this. Okay, so let's start. So we have about one to I think 9 tasks. At least you all should know how to move. For those that are new, you need to go through the previous videos, number one. Then how to navigate through sheets. So these are different sheets, so all on different sheets. So they cover everything that I have taught so far with a little extra, just a little extra. And that was to help you do your own personal research. So let's go. Let's start with the first one. The first one is should be the simplest for everybody. It's basically on sort and filter. So first question. Calculate total sales in column H. Remember, I helped you guys to give the formula. Column H is what's total, and the formula is what quantity times what unit price. This is the quantity in F and unit price. Before I start, I'm looking at the chart for the first answer. What do I say is always the first step, the first when working with a formula, Excel? Kindly type it in the charts. Anyone that can remember in the chat box. Did anybody get my question? Did anybody get my question?
Please, come. Please, come. Please, come.
Huh? Thank you, Mayomi Courage. That is correct. You put the equals to sign first. When working with formulas in the first thing you start with is equals to. Now, what did it say? Total sales is what? Quantity times what? Price. What is quantity? F times. So the times is the asterisk column. The asterisk, sorry, character. Asterisk, the one on number 8. You press shift and letter number 8. That is for multiplication. That is the symbol of multiplication in Excel. So times what? Unit price. Go again. To calculate total sales, the formula will be what? Quantity times unit price. With quantity that is F5 times unit price is what? G5. And you press what? Enter. We've gotten our answer. Remember to instead of typing the formula for all sales, since all of them are the same formula, you can either double tap this. Let's check. It has given the answers for everything here. Or you can go through the long step. Once you see a plot here, remember this plot must always be here. You can drag down. So let's continue. Let me remove this. This was when I was solving this. So let me take this out. So I explain it for you. So next question. What is number 2? That is all for number 1. Number 2, sort the entire data by region A to Z, then by total sales from largest to smallest. Now, just for the sake of those that have not gone through the previous things and you are new, so there are 2 methods to answer this question. Step 1, the first method, which is using the single column method twice. You highlight this. you highlight, sorry, and to the end. Let me increase this a bit for us. I will what? You click on this here, sort and filter. So we click on this, go to what? Sort. Okay, this is a sort. Sorry. So where is it again? Region. So we highlight just region. Remember, I told you there are two ways. We highlight everything in region first. Come to sort and filter. Then we click what? Sort. It told us from A to Z. So we click what? From A to Z. Remember, I told you to always add this and make sure you always click expand the selection. It only change this row, region row, and still leave the others intact, which would scatter the data. And remember, I said last class that once that happens, the insight you're going to get is going to be 100%. You cannot get an accurate insight. So expand the selection and click what? Sort. So we've done set, sorting from A to Z. So we can see that we have central, then went to E, east, then north, done it alphabetically. And now say we should begin. Then vital saves from largest to what? Smallest. So we click tab saves. We highlight down again. Click on sort and filter. Come to sort. Okay, that one says from what? Largest to smallest for total sales. So click on it. Remember, expand this selection. We've gotten what? We've added this one B. So the highest sales here is 9576. While this lowest is what? 90. That is a single method. But remember, I told us to do the multiple method. So let me do Control Z. So this is back. We're back to the initial question. So what we do is we highlight everything, the entire set. Then we come to sort and filter again. And instead we're clicking Tom sort. So the question, what are we sorting by? Sorry, let me do this so we can see the question. So I said we click was sort custom sorts. The first one says to what? Sort by region. So click on what? Sort on what? The values. Remember, you can do by color, by font, sorting based on the values that. And it said from what? A to Z. Because there are two there, we're going to add another level. So you click on add level. Then you sort by what? You sort by, it said what? Total sales. Still using sale value. But now instead of smallest to largest, we should do what? From largest to smallest. And you see the long thing that we did in just one single step. We still have our 9576 here, and it's still central, east to the end. So that's basically all about the second question. Please, if you have any question, kindly put it on the chat. Next, it says apply auto filter to the data. This is nothing. I explained auto filter. Very simple. It's showing the filter icon. So we click on this and we highlight everything down once again. Then we go to what? Sort and filter. Then we click on filter. Can we see that now it has the filter option? This is what they call, all the filter options are here for you. So in case you want to filter to check anything, you can filter that, okay, I want to see only laptop pro. And it shows us for only laptop pro. That's how filter works in Excel. I might be faster. I'm trying to be a bit because of those that are just new to it. I'm a bit faster than Saturday because I had gone through the explanation before. So the next question: filter to show only what? Electronics, and the electronics category and region not. So we are filtering to see only what? Electronics. So we click away. So it's only electronics that should be clicked. Okay, we've done step one. And it's what? The region should be what? Not. Okay. Can you see? We only have electronics and what? Not. Let's keep going. Now, this says we're going to, I need everybody, I'm going to be calm. I need everybody to look at, follow me with this. It said what? Calculate the total sales in column H, meeting the criteria above. Criteria at that time was electronics and what? Not. Now the formula to use is what? Normally, whenever you're working with counting, when you're working with counting, please follow me. I will show you too. The syntax we use is what? Count. Please, I need you to follow me. Count. Now, what are we counting? Where are we counting from? Category. Let's just say category. From here to where? Here. Comma. What value are we looking? So it is sorry. So this is it. This is what I wanted to show you. Count. What count does? It wants to count all the cells, like with characters. Please, I need you all to follow me here. They are counting from year to year. Enter. Sorry. Why is it showing this? Now, why is it showing zero? Zero. I need you all to at that below and watch another count formula that I'll write here. Equals to count. You know what? Let me do like this so everybody will see it and not be confused. So let me remove this formula. Let's remove the filter. Clear filter. Clear filter. So let's go again. Please follow me because I now have to explain count function. So equals to what? Count. Once again. Now I clicked here, right? Electronics from here to the end. Close bracket. Enter. Can you see that? Please just be looking. Oh, now can count again. I'm typing another count from here to the end. Can you see? Yes, giving me 30. Yes, giving me 0. Why? Count function count number of values, the rows with values in the data set if they are integers, they are numbers. So integer, double, float. So what I mean is either as or decimal. Are we together? That's when the count function, it will count only the ones that have number or decimal. So that's why we have this 30 here, because we use the row column, sorry, the column that has what? Numbers. While here we use the column that has only what they call it, alphabets, letters, values. So it's not seeing any number, so it can't count it for us. Are we together? Let's assume instead of accessories that was there now, please look where I put 1. Can you see that the formula here has changed to what? 1. Let's assume I certain confidence. Let me put 5. See, it has changed to 1. In this entire row, this entire column they are looking at, only one place, only one occurrence that it had what? Number in it. That's count. That's when you use the count function. Now let's assume you still wanted to do it, but you wanted to use number. Please follow attentively. Instead of using count, you're going to use what? Count A. Count A means you are counting with the ones with only alphabets. So you see now, after doing this, it's going to give me the what? 30. Count A is with alphabets. Count is when you're working with numbers. Count A is when you're working with strings. Remember, strings are the same thing as alphabets. Count is when you're working with what? So if I click on it, can you see now? This is what? 30, meaning we have 30 rows in that column that has what? A record in it. So that is all about count and count A. Another way I want to show you is what? Count if. Now, the way count if work is what? Type what? Count if. Please, I need you all to follow because there is no presentation for count if. But I might just send a small write-up to the group chat. So count if what? The range. We're going to pick what? The range from where? Here to here. What count if does now is you are giving it a specific thing to count. Count A or everything all together. But count it from a answer, I want it to count the number of times it sees this particular value. Let me say example, count if what? Electronics. So I do that. I should show me only electronics. You count only the number of times. So there are only 19 times that are seen electronics in this D column. You understand? That's how count if works. Now I've explained count A. I've explained count. And now I've explained what count if. The last one is what? Count ifs. Now, count ifs works when you are using two different columns. You understand? With criteria. So the criteria are in two different columns. Let's say I want you to count. I'm going to use it to answer this question for you. See what it said. Count how many orders meet the criteria above. What is criteria above? It should be what? Only electronics. And electronics is in what column? Is in category column. And the region should be what? Not. So aside counting for just electronics, it will still filter out electronics that have what? Not together. Remember when we filtered it, I want you to look at them attentively. When we filtered it, electronics, okay, region. So the region should be what? Not. How many values did we have? 1, 3, 4, 5, 6. So now, if you're using the formula for counting that I'm about to show you, our was what? It's only checking for electronics. That's it. What? Not. Remember, the formula for only electronics alone that gave us 19. Now we're not working with just electronics. We're working with electronics. That is what in the not. So let's remove the filters again. Sorry, this mouse was open, please. So to do that, we use the count if. So write equals to count ifs. But we use count if only one. Then count ifs is what? One. Count ifs IFS what? Open brackets. What range are we looking at? The category electronics. What's going on? So is what? Electronics. Please look well. Electronics. And the what is the region. Is what? So comma. Well, take the category column from D5 to D3 and said you should check for electronics. And after that, check from what? The region column, which is E5 to E34. Is what? Not. Are we together? And we close the bracket and you see it's supposed to give us what? Yes. Why show me zeros? That means I have a spelling error. Yes, can you see? So you have to be careful too in Excel. I didn't spell my electronics. So we'll see now. It's giving us what? So that is how count A, count if, and what? Count ifs work. You have access to the recording, so you can do this once again. Let me see if there's any question before I move to. I'm that conditional words formatting. That in column F, calculate achievement percentage. What is the formula? Actual sales over target, what 100. Quickly with so it says achievement is what bracket actual sales division sign in Excel is this slash, still the same slash over what target, close the bracket, times what? Remember, use the asterisk for times 100. It gave us what? 74.266. So we double tap for it to fill. Told us to put it in what? As what? One decimal. While it's still highlighted, look at this up here. Clicking like this increases decimal place, and this reduces the what? Decimal place. See it up here inside this number tab. So to one decimal place, this have what? One decimal. So we are done with that. Then it says in column G, assign rating using what? About what? I explained the function. So let's go. Now this is a mistake. This will be 100%. So let's start. Remember what is equals to what? If function. What is next? The range. What are we testing? Arguments from here to here. Sorry, this logical test F5 is what? Greater than 100 equals to what? What should be the verb? Excellent. Okay, it didn't say greater than, it said greater than equals to 100. So we're going to put the equals to sign. It should attribute what to it? Excellent. If false, but remember, because working with more than two criteria here, you value if false it. You go back again and type what if you open brackets, we're still working with this, is greater than what? Or equals to what? 90%. It should give you what? Good. And what is the last one? Anything that's what below what? 90%. So you just put comma. Now the value if false, which is what needs improvement. You close it, close the bracket, close the second bracket. Needs what? Improvement. Can you see? Change it to what? Needs improvement. Why? This is what? Less than what? 30. So we click on this. So to fill, and we are good to go. So that is all about the if function of answer 2B. Now the last one, the next one, conditional formatting. Apply conditional formatting to achievement percentage on column F. So we should use green if it was greater than 100%, greater equals to 100%. Yellow if it is 899, and red if it's less than what? 80. So we click on this again. Let's go to conditional formatting. We're working with color, right? Now, instead of clicking directly, we're going to use more rules because we have more criteria for you to work on. So we click on sorry, I don't think. Okay, it's the same thing. Okay, so I'm using the 3 scale here for this, and the first one says we should use what color. Sorry, let me go over it again so people will see it. I think I rushed it. So as we highlight, we go to conditional words formatting. For conditional formatting, we can use, there are many use. You can pick from here and set your rules. You can pick the highlight cell rules. Tomorrow, are we together? There are many ways we can do it. I'm going to show you the one that I've used to this. I click on format cells based on their values. I will change it to 3 scale here. Are we together? Can click on format on unique because we are not using that. Remember, I told you we are not using this use a formula to determine yet. I'm just going over it again for those that are new. We can use only values that are above or below average. We can use only top or bottom rank values. We can use only sales bots. that contains something, but we're working with what? Cells based on their what? Values. And we're using what? Three color scale. So let's go. So the lowest value is what? Less than what? 80%. Let's first to what? Number. We're using number because we have some percentage that are greater than 100. So if you know that we are working with number, let's change everything to number. So the minimum with the lowest value is less than what? 80%. So we can use 80 here, or we can use 79. The midpoint is what? 99. That's because we are working with 80 to 99. And the maximum is what? 100. Okay. So can we see? The lowest values are filled with what? Are filled with red. While the highest, which is 117, is filled with what? Green. Now, the next one says what? Apply data bars to actual sales. Where is actual sales? So this is very simple, straightforward. You highlight it, come to conditional formatting and just click data bar. Click on any one of your choice. Any one of your choice. So that's simple. Then highlight duplicate values in what? Column C. So let's highlight column C. Now, what is going to do? Automatically, it's going to highlight everything in column C. Why? Because everything there is more than one. So we go to conditional formatting, highlight zero, then click on what? Duplicate values. It didn't give us what to duplicate it. So if you click it, you highlight every single thing. Why? Sales appear more than once, marketing appears more than once. Is there any question before I continue? Any question? Okay, no question. Let's move to the next one. Data validation. So data validation is very quick too. Now I made it easy for everyone because this is supposed to be like the other part. We made it easy. Remember, for those doing the assignment, I've told you anything, any question that I give you for dates, you can leave dates for now. For now, once we talk about dates, which we'll most likely talk about in our next class. Date. For the first question, create a drop-down list for department B6, that is department, and the reference list is what? D6 to what? D10, that is department. So simple. We'll click on that place, click on data to what? Data validation. Now we'll click on what? I'm just going to answer this one because everything is the same question. I'm just going to answer one and we're moving to the next one. Everything is the same thing. So I click on one, click on list. Where is the source? From here, sales to what? Finance. Remember, you can add an input message, you can add an error alert. I explained this before. But most times for drop down lists, you might not need it because you're already picking from a list. So we click what? We click what? After doing this, we click what? Okay. So when we come to department now, we click this. We can select any one what wants. The same thing goes for this, goes for this. Every single one there is what on this. So I'm moving to the next one. Please, if I'm too fast or there's anything you don't understand, you can call me back. Tax 4. Simple this thing. Let me just explain this. This B7, what is in B7? Leaf type. Leaf type. So you do the same drop down list, then you pick from what? This leaf type from here to year. So that's how drop down list works for the data validation. Very, very simple. Now, we want to what? Remove duplicates. Let's start. Very simple. Use conditional to highlight rows where the same email appears more than what once. So it's very simple. It's also fast because we've answered it already. We highlight this, go to our home tab, go to conditional formatting and it should what? Select what? Conditional formatting, highlight cell rows, then what? Highlight the values. And what? Okay. So what it's doing is that what it's showing us now, this condition for highlight rows where the same email appears more than once. What I just did now is highlighted for everything. Do you understand? Highlighted for everything. I'll just show you that. Now let's answer this particular question. It told us to just check for what? Emails. So what do we do? Control Z. We come to this column. Click on conditional formatting. This. Format only unique or what? Duplicate values. We click on what? Duplicates. Okay, sorry. I'm taking people to the I'll take you to the advanced version. Let me just show you the simple one back. So we click on that conditional formatting. Align then what you click on what? Duplicate values. Then okay. So it has duplicated the rows that has multiple emails. That means if you see here, if we check Lisa Davis appear more than once. Okay, here, can we see? Lisa Davis is appearing what? More than once. John Rodriguez is what? Appearing more than what? Once. Are we together? So we've done that. And what did he say? We should remove the duplicated rows based on all column matching. So this is straightforward. I showed us how to remove duplicates before. So we highlight everything. Sorry, from here. Go to data. Then we click on what? Remove duplicates. Remember to always click what? Expand the what? Selection. Remove what? Duplicates. To delete duplicate value, select one or more columns contain what? That contains duplicates. Look at this. Please look at this carefully. Because we are working with just email to delete for other thing. We'll remove every other thing from here and make sure it's only email that is clicked. Now press what? Oh, and you removed 7 duplicate ones were removed, so 23 unique values what remain. So okay, the duplicates are what removed. Now the red is not showing again because we've removed the duplicates, meaning there is no what duplicates in this set again. Tax 5. Okay, we have 25 more minutes to go. In column F, starting F6, calculate the total for each category using sum with what? Relative reference. So, please, I need you all to see this. So, we do what? Sum. Sum is to add. So, sum January to what? April. Bracket. See the formula again. Sum, you select everything that you want it to add. And you close what? The bracket. What? You what? Autofill. that this is just reference for relative reference. I want people to look at because I'm about to show you people what absolute reference is all about. The next one says in row 11, calculate monthly total for each month using sum with relative reference. Remember, relative reference is picking like this 6 is a relative reference. They're just picking it the way it is, which makes it easy for it to what change here to B7. The next one, they change it to what? B8 to E8. That's relative reference. So they say we should do for each of the months now. So equals to sum. We open our bracket. Sell rent to where? Entertainment. Close our bracket for each month. That's very what's cool. That's all about relative reference. It's simple. Now, please, I need you all to follow. In column G, starting what? G6. Use calculate tax using absolute what? Reference. The formula is F6. Okay, if I explain that formula. So what we do it is what equals to what? This is what tax. The value of the tax is what 18% times what? This times the total. Now I press this. Now, because you're using relative reference, please look at what is about to happen. If I autofill it, what is 0.0000000? Why? Because instead of this B13 that we're supposed to use, which is this 8%, to multiply everything, because it is in relative reference format. If we click here, you see it's changing. It's not more B13 again, it's on B14. Okay. This one is B15, and that's not what we want. We want it to only ever stay on what this 8% multiplied this 8% multiplied by this, multiplied by this. So what we do is that we change it to an absolute reference. How do we do that? There are two ways. After you click on that B13, you highlight it, press your F4. For some other people with different kind of computer, you can try FN, press FN and F4 together. Are we together? So once you click on it, it brings this $sign in, or you can just manually you type $B $13. So it's still going to give us this. It's still give us the same 33.92, but this once you drag it, everything will remain the same. So now can you see the same B13 we're using here times F7? See the same B13 we're using here times F8. So this one sign what we call absolute referencing. So there can be absolute reference to say that okay, it can go by the column, but it should still remain the same row. It can be going by the row but remain the same column. What is the last one? In column H6, calculate ground total. Total, this is very simple. So let's move to the next one. This is the one that is more important. Checking the group chat about tax 6. Tax 6 is what? Simple maths function, mathematics function. Calculate total column F using what? Sum function. Very simple. So use equals to sum. Click on Q1 to what? Q4, close the bracket. You've answered the first question. It has added the total. Remember, just drag from here to here. Remember, that's how to do sum. Next is what? Average. So equals to what? Average. Remember, the syntax is what? You click for average. Equals to average. Q1 to the same Q4. close brackets. We've done what? Average. So you just to find average, use the average syntax. So we drag again. Now, in B14, find the highest quarterly sale using max function. So we are going to come here. Now, before we remember, because of the kind of question, it's telling us to find the highest sale. Is that a quarterly sale? So we are still going to first use sum to find the sale for each quarter. How do we do that? Equals to sum. You open your get to here. Done that, then we drag it this way. So we found the sum for each quarter. The question in our us is what? Find the highest quarterly sale using what? The max function. We said highest sale would have done equals to max. Then we will highlight everything from year to year. Are we together? And for just which quarter had the highest sale. So what we do is equals to max. Open bracket, then we select this for. So this was the highest sale 34702, and in what quarter? Quarter what? 1. And since we should find the lowest, we use equals to min this time. Lowest is minimum, highest is what? Maximum. So you open the bracket, highlight again from here to here, close the brackets, enter. So this was the lowest sales. Then what did he say? What's the next question? In B16, calculate total annual sales using sum on all quarterly data. So to do that, we've already found the sum for each quarter. We found the sum for each quarter. So to find the total annual sale, it was equals to sum. Remember again, one thing I said, understand the English and solve it with the mathematics. Understand the question, the English of the question, and use mathematics. So now equals to sum for all of that, all the quarters. So this is the amount, the entire sales they made in 1 year. 128,758. Then B17, they said we should what? Find the what? Calculate average quarterly sales across. Yes, calculate the average quarterly sales across all reps. So it's equals to, sorry, equals to average. Sorry. Average, open brackets, pick from where? Year to year. Close the brackets. Enter. We found what? The average. Now, the extra things, leave this index and match alone. Leave the index and match alone because of time. Then this ranking. I'm going to explain this rank to you people in the next class because of time. I've never seen before. But the main thing is to solve the assignment. And for the rest, I implore you, when you are submitting your assignment, research index and match and how to use the rank function and submit the assignments. So let's go to the text function. And before text function, let's see what is the next. It's something. Okay, let's do this. I'm not going to do tax 9 because tax 9 is a combination. So I'll leave that as a challenge for everybody. It's a combination of everything that we've done. So after doing tax 7 and 8, we are done for today. So let's do the logical function. Can you see that in the assignments, things are still repeating itself? Things that we've done in maybe a previous task is still repeating itself. That is the best way to. It's time to make mistakes. Sure you get mistakes helps you get better as long as we learn from the mistakes. So let's start. The first question, it says in column F, determine if a student is eligible. So it's telling us to use just yes or no. And what's the criteria for eligibility? If the GPA is between 3.0 and above, and what as sorry. Okay, this one for this eligibility for this part of being eligible, it's saying we should use the if and the what and function. I want you to see it here. So I can now come back here and see that it's saying the GPA. Okay, let me use the mouse. The GPA is 3.0 and the attendance is what 80.0. I've given you the criteria here. The GPA greater than 3.0 and criteria is what, and the attendance is greater than 80%. So yes or no. So yeah, we're going to use what the if and function. Because of time, I'm just going to copy this to and explain it one by one. Sorry. Control C. So you can see I did well. I put the answers for everybody so that you can also like understand what you are doing. Or I'm not making the assignment too hard. There is nothing I gain from giving a very hard assignment and you gain nothing. So remember, use the word if, then add function. Let me increase this so that you can see my explanation well. So the if function again, then the add function, use it when you're having more than one criteria, more than one condition. Let me put it that way. More than one condition for it. So he said what the first condition is that the person's GPA, and GPA is what C5 should be greater than or equals to what 3. Can you see? So I can be seeing it. And second one, the attendance must be what 80% and above. Otherwise, D5 is what must be greater than or equals to what 80. Now, if you meet these two conditions, what should you put? Yes. So let me put the mouse here to show you as what value what if true. Look at it here. Value if true. Then to write no for value if it does not meet criteria. That's why we have this. This person is eligible. We auto click. That's giving us that are not eligible. Better now. So let's see the next question. In column G, assign scholarship type using what nested if. So you are going to do this. Why am I not going to do this? We've solved the question with what nested if. Let me show you that we've solved the question with nested if. Because of time, so there are some, if I know that we've done it, I won't. Can you see this one that we had excellent, we had what good, and we had what need improvement. So that's the question of what's nested if. So please, when you're doing your assignments, anyone that we've done because of time, we have like 10 minutes left. So I won't be doing that. Let's go to the next question. In column H, assign awards on scholarship type. Use what if or nested if. So where's column 8C? So all of this, I'm not doing it because it's the same thing, if and nested if. Please, I've helped us put in what we need to do. In column this, create status, approved if eligible is equals to yes, pending review if GPA is greater than or equals to 2.8, and not eligible if otherwise. This will be quite tricky, but I just tell you that, let me, in case you can write it somewhere, you're using nested if here. I want to see the answers to this one. So those three, everything here is just nested if. I'm not solving anyone with nested if because we've done it before. It's just for you to go through the previous recordings, and I hope you followed in this assignment. So finally, before any question, so let's start. We are doing the tax 7. This is the last one for today. In column C, extract first name using trim and left function. Now, let me highlight this. I'm going to explain it to you. So, now I'm going to be explaining from the inner bracket to the outer bracket. What this trim function does, like I told you before, what it does first of all is that it removes any leading. So this is the one before, spaces that are before the text, and what spaces that are outside the text. So if there's any space, any extra space here, trim removes it. Find function, it helps you find the location of a character in a given text. That's what the find function does. After writing this formula, I'm going to show you everything one by one. While left function, it starts speaking from what? The left. It starts counting the character from the left to the right. Please follow me. I'm going to do this twice. Showing everybody one of everything. So, now this -1. I said this, I should find what? The space. Do you understand? Then it should trim it. After trimming it, you should trim it first. After trimming it, find the space in between. So it's going to find the space, this space, that's what it's looking at, this space in between John and Smith. Then it says when it finds that space, so take left, this left, take everything. That's why this -1 is there. -1 means take everything that was before that space. So I press enter. Sorry, yes. Okay, I put full stop. That was a mistake. If I press enter, it gives me what? John. Now, please, I want you all to look at this carefully one by one. I want to show you everything one by one. So the trim function, TRIM, it removes any leading or lagging space. So look at this John Smith, please, with me. So I open the bracket, click on John Smith, and I close it. Sorry. Remember, I supposed to put equals to what? Trim. Click on John Smith, close the brackets, enter. Can you see the space that was here is no longer here? That's when you use what? The trim function. Please go with me. Now I want to use this same John Smith. I want it to give me only JOH. So I use the left equals to left. I open brackets, click on it, the place I want it, and JOH is just the what? First three. So I put what? Give me the first three characters. That is the meaning of that number 3. I enter, it gives me what? JOH. So that is how the left works. Right. It picks from the back equals to right. Click on the John Smith again, comma. I want it to just give me MITH. So that's 4. So it counts 4 from the back. Close the brackets. MITH. That's how the left and right function works. Then that find that you saw there, what it does is finds the first occurrence of that letter you are looking for. It finds where it is. So equals to find, open brackets, what are we looking for? Let's say we are looking for H, H, comma, within what text? John Smith. Now we are saying what number should this start from? Start from the first number. Can you see? Told you to start from the first number. That's why I put number one. So why is H here? It's in number one, two, three. Is in the third one. Can you see? Is in what number? What? Three. Is in number three. So how that is how it works. So back to that's how the find function works. So what it did here, this one that's minus one, we told it to find the space wherever the space is. You understand? And this minus one is now saying everything before that space. That's what it should do. What minus one is saying, everything before that space. That's what it should for me. That's why it was able to pick only what? John. Please, if you have any question, I'm looking at the chat. You can put it in there. Extract the last name using trim and write function. I've explained that already. So if you want to do that, you can just copy this. Watch me. Copy the formula for last name. Now, instead of left, use equals to what? Right. Now, instead of minus one, the same plus one. Put it together. So what I'm saying is that pick everything from after that space. Pick everything from what? Sorry. Pick. So what I'm saying, pick everything from outside that space for me. So let me autofill. Autofill. Was something is wrong with our formula. Sorry, trying to see where the error is. So that's the mistake I made. All right, you're not using minus. About them, I'll come back to this. There's something wrong with this formula that I gave you for last name. But for first name, it's correct. I'm going to go through it again and see where the error is from for this last name formula. So the last thing I want to show us now. Last now to show us now is the concatenate function. This is the last thing. In column E, creates. Do we still have that? Okay. In column E, create email username using first name dot last name. Although our last name, the formula is wrong, I'm still going to correct. But let me just show you how to use concatenate. We're going to use equals to what? Concatenate. First name and what's last name. So that's why did you split it? Concatenate. Okay, I know what's happening. Let's first name, comma what, last name. So that's how concatenate works. So I'm going to type it once again. This will be concatenate. Let's look at the question again. It said email in the column E. Create email using what this format. First name dot last name. So equals to concatenate, comma. So we want dot. So we're going to put the dot inside. Not before. What we'll do is as we just put this column. We just do column, space, column, then comma, last name. But this what we are going to do is column, full stop. Are we together? Last name, close the brackets, enter. So can you see we've used the format here saying what? First name, full stop, last name. So we click on everything. Then the last one, just for the length, use the length function equals to len, open brackets. That is to find length. Let me show you the question again. In column F, count the length of employee code using len. So yours equals to len. Count the length of employee code using what? Len function. Now, so this employee code, close the bracket, then enter. Are we together? So look at it again. Len function counts, remember, it counts the number of characters. So is it equals to len? Put into brackets. What cell are we looking at? That is B5. Close the brackets. Then we press what? Enter. Then we autofill it. So that is all about concatenate. This is also using the space function. So I'm not doing this. I already showed how to do that when you're working with space, but this time it's saying you should work with what? Hyphen. Extract ID number, last 3 digits using right function. I already explained right function for you people, but I'm just going to put it. So ID number is going to equal 6 of the what? Employee code. That is this, comma. How many are we looking at? 3. So it's taking the last 3. We put comma what? 3. How many characters? Then this. So it's giving you to pick what? The 001 to fill 015, 042, 008, 025, 031. So I think that is all about the assignment. So before we close, is there anybody with any question? Please, I want to see the assignment by Friday. At least it should be way easier now. It should be way easier now that we've done correction to some of it. I want to see the assignment by Friday. Before that, is there any question from anybody? Any question, please? We end. Kindly confirm that you can all like okay. Please kindly confirm you could all hear me. Sorry, I didn't hear anything. Can you hear me? Did you guys hear everything I said? Okay. Did you all hear what I spoke about today? Did we all follow?
Yes.
Okay. Yes. That the network is fluctuating. Please drop a
But
message
I have a
about
question, please.
that. Okay, please you can go with your question.
hmm So my question is, how do we display the tax for you to see? You know, the way you are taking us. When you get to this tax one, you delete and go to this text two. So if we want to do our own, are we meant to duplicate sheets or what?
No, you are doing your own. We are not duplicating sheets. I should
Okay.
see everything. If you open what I sent, everything is in the sheet. So you are just clicking on the sheet. Let me go back to the
I
beginning. So
quite
about the
understand.
first
That's
ever.
why, for instance, now, like that salt and filter.
Okay.
Actually, I started it. I was convinced. That's why I left it. I did because I was seeing what you are doing. I'm checking it with my own. I said that I got it right. But when I got
Okay.
to, I did the quantity. That's tax 1A. I did that. I did second one, but I did only region. I didn't do largest to smallest.
Okay.
Autofill. I didn't do autofill. So what I meant now is that when you get to tax 1D,
Okay.
to show only electronics
Um.
are not. No,
Okay.
if you are
Okay.
seeing our homework now, it is only the last tax you will be seeing. You will not see it from the beginning. That's what I meant. Or how do you want us to
So
do
if
it?
I'm still, yeah, yes, that is a yes, a very good question. So things like that, like in one of electronics and not. If you do it
Mm,
now, I might not be able to see your other answers. So what
yes.
you will do for me, now is that it's a thing of trust. You get like now, if you do that part, know that you've done it for yourself. Because
Okay.
I know if you answer this last question, if you need to answer this last question, this last one, this one might not show again. You
Yes.
understand? But
Mm,
at least I should be able to see 1A, tax 1B, this, because the auto filter sign will show. So that is 1C.
mm, mm.
Now for 1D and
Okay.
1E, use my discretion, but I should be able to see answer for 1E, which was this 6 that I put here. You understand? So there are
Okay.
some with my discretion. I will know that, okay, for you to do this one, that means that the actual this person has done this. That means for you to have done auto filter, are we together? For you to have done auto filter, that
Yes.
means you have checked already before for electronics apps. I know that person has done
Mm,
this one.
yes.
Do you
All right.
understand?
Yes, I do. Okay.
So
Thank
any
you.
other question? Okay, good. Any
That's
other
it for
question?
now.
Yes, can we have training? I couldn't earlier. Yes, you are going to get recorded training. You're going to get the recorded version of the training. Any
Well,
other
sorry.
question?
Are
Okay.
you free to ask question after class? If there's anything
What
bothering
is
us.
what is it?
Okay.
I didn't hear your
I said,
question.
are
I didn't
you
hear your
free
question.
to ask question after class? Maybe we are
Ah,
not in
yes,
the class.
you
Okay.
are
We
free.
can
You are
just start
free.
right.
You are free.
Okay.
Yes, you are free. You are
All right.
free.
Thank you.
Any other person? Okay. I think we've come to the end of this tutorial. I don't know if Mr. Gbenga has anything to say before we end the meeting. Okay. We can kindly end the meeting now. The link is going to be shared. Thank you very much, everyone. And please, Friday morning latest 10, I should comment. Thank you again, and good night.